What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a new project. This guy, I believe, is an 01 TTR 225, and I picked this guy up last week, and the seller said he had it stored for the last 4 years and it hasn't ran since. But as you can tell, this thing seems to be in mint condition for the year, and all the ones that I've seen in the past that's come to market have been just beat up and tore to pieces, and this one is pristine condition for this model. So today we're going to try to diagnose it a little bit, tear into this thing and see what all we need to do. So let's hop into it. So the first thing I want to do, I know the seller did say he put a new battery in there. This model actually only comes with electric start here. They don't actually have a kickstart on this unit. So I know that the battery should be good, but let's go ahead and see if we can fire this thing up. I know there's gas in the tank. I don't know how old it is, but we'll just go ahead and try to see if we can fire this thing up before we start tearing into anything. So got our key turned on. Let's make sure our fuel is turned on. We'll just turn it to reserve for now. And let's go ahead and see if we can start it up. I'll try to choke it. All right, so it looks like our battery is dying, so we'll need to grab a jump box. But let's go ahead and start taking some of these plastics off. I'm pretty sure that carburetor is all gunked up, so we'll start there, and we'll also check the air filter. So first thing, we'll go ahead and start with these side plastics and get the seat, and then we'll remove this gas tank. And there's two 10mm bolts on the bottom of this seat to remove it. So if you look on this side, I think our air filter is behind that. And then on this side, we've got our battery, and that battery looks pretty fresh. So we'll probably just hook the jumper box up to that and test it out before we charge it. And then we've got our carb here, which it looks like is the Mikuni, which is the OEM carb for this machine. So all we have left to do, we'll just pop this tank off real quick, and then we'll start digging into that carb. All right, guys, so we got our stuff off. Let's go ahead, and while we've got everything taken apart, why don't we just go ahead and check the spark plug and check it for spark as well. All right, so if you look at the plug, it looks like it was running extremely rich. If I had to guess, that spark plug might be fouled out. It's completely black, but we'll go ahead and test this thing for spark real quick. So as you can tell, it does have a spark, but we'll go ahead and swap that spark plug out because that thing is pretty black. So we'll go ahead and put a new one in real fast, and then we'll go ahead and check the carburetor. All right, so to remove this carb, we've got to take off or pull out this screw and this screw as well. Once we get that out, we'll go ahead and remove our throttle and choke cable. And since we're right here, we'll go ahead and pop off this air box too and look at that air filter. All right, so as you can tell, that air filter looks really good. It's not dirty at all, so we'll just leave that as it is, and we'll move back over here to the carb. So here's our carb, and you can see in there, it looks a little dirty. We'll have to take this bowl off and check our float and everything, but we'll go ahead and pull off our throttle and choke cable, and then we'll dig into the carb itself. I went ahead and bought a rebuild kit. It comes with all the jets and O-rings and everything that we'll need to do a full rebuild on this. So we'll go ahead and dig into that. All right, let's go ahead and tear this thing down. So as you can tell, now that we have it apart, you can see how much gunk is sitting in there. I'm assuming they use ethanol gas, and everything's just kind of caked up. So we're gonna clean that up a little bit better, change out those jets, and spray it down with carb cleaner and see if we can't make this run a little bit better. See, all that was sitting in the bottom there just from how long it's been sitting. So we're gonna spray that down real quick, get that cleaned up, and then I'll show you guys what the jets look like. That jet is extremely crusty. There's just all kinds of stuff stuck in there, so we're gonna flush all that out and put in a brand new jet. And the pilot jet down in there looks pretty nasty too, so we'll go ahead and remove that, remove our plunger that seems to be stuck. We'll put it all back together, and then we'll throw this thing back on the unit and see how it runs. completely clogged up. All right, guys, so we got this thing cleaned up. We'll go ahead and spray this thing with the compressed air to make sure all that carb cleaner is out and all the dirt and debris is out. And we'll go ahead and put in our new jets and reinstall it on the bike. All right, here's our two new jets. We've got a main and a pilot. We'll go ahead and throw those in real fast. All right, we'll go ahead and put our bowl back on, and then I'll see you guys back over at the bike so we can reinstall this and hopefully start this thing up for the first time in 4 years. All right, so we got our carb back in. Let's just go ahead and throw our gas tank back on real quick. We're not going to secure it. I just want to hook this thing up to some fuel and see if we can't get it to fire over. So let's do that. All right, so we got our fuel on. Let's go ahead and hook up our jump pack and we'll see if this thing will pop over for us. So as you can tell, it did fire up. It took a second. I think that fuel was just a little slow getting in there. But it is running well. It's idling smooth. So we'll go ahead and get this thing put back together fully, and we'll go ahead and take this thing for a test drive. All right, guys, so we got this thing all put back together. The sun's starting to go down. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back out here tomorrow. We're going to clean this thing up really well, and then we're going to take it for a test drive and test everything out and make sure it's good. And also, a minute ago I forgot to record it, but I also checked the oil, and the oil looked really fresh, so that's good to go as well. So I'll see you guys in the morning, and we'll go ahead and ride this thing. All right, guys, we are back. It's the next day, and what I did in the meantime, I went ahead and emptied the gas tank. It was full of older gas, so I went ahead and put fresh non-ethanol gas in there. We got it cleaned up just a little bit and fine-tuned, and as you can tell, this thing looks mint condition. This thing runs very well. I'm gonna fire it up real quick so you guys can hear the final product, and then we're gonna go ahead and test drive this thing. And I really want to get on it to make sure all those jets are working properly. So let's hop into it. So first things first, we'll do a quick walk around. And this thing doesn't have the slightest scratches. The rims are very clean. There's no rust. I mean, this thing is just a really nice piece. Even the seat, I mean, the seat looks really good. There's one blemish here, but besides that, I mean, it's perfect almost. Back here we have like a little tool kit. There is a spark plug removal tool in there. The tires look decent on the front and the back. So overall, I mean, this machine is really nice. The motor, I barely cleaned the motor at all, and it looks mint condition. Even the case cover here is not all scratched up and banged up, so I really can't complain. I think I did well. For this unit, I gave $1,400 for it, and with Christmas coming up soon, I'm hoping to get in this area maybe around $2,000. So I don't think it's, you know, a bad deal at all. But let's go ahead and fire this thing up for you guys so you can hear how it runs, and we'll go ahead and hop on it and take it for a ride. All right, so we got our key on, start. So it idles really well. It seems to be running really well. So let's hop on it and take our first test drive. All right, guys, here we go with the first test drive. All right, guys, so far it seems to be running really well. So we're gonna go ahead and head down to the bottom field, and we're really going to get on this thing, and I'm going to show you guys the point of view that I have. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I appreciate you guys watching. This thing runs really well, and I think this was a pretty good deal given the condition. But if you guys like content like this, feel free to check out some of my other videos and give me any recommendations. And if you have any comments on the video, make sure to comment below, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.